Alright, so I'm gonna explain these seeds as fast as possible. Maybe not as fast as the last video, but I'm gonna try. Right? So everything's a seed. They call you a star seed, right? Piece of a star that fell, right? But you're not the fallen angels. That's something else. Uh, you're just here. Put it like that. You got two teams here, 6 and 9. One's rising, one's falling. But back to the seeds. So the seed is everything. Like all these women are getting abortions now because they, in their mind, that it's not a baby yet. Because it's not a baby until it comes out the womb, or maybe a few weeks before it comes out the womb when it's showing, you know, eyeballs and stuff like that. But what they're not getting is that seed. That's the real baby. It's just that's the first stage. That's the first. It grows just like any other seed. That's why you call it a star seed. Like a plant seed, you see it in the soil, and eventually the roots come out. And the roots go to the bottom, right? But this picture's not the best picture. Maybe for this plant, I don't know what plant this is, but the picture I was looking for, the seed is still in the ground. Well, I'll find a picture. But anyways, you see the roots. See the roots. The roots. Even your hair. Your hair is the same way. The soil is just like your skin, right? Your hair. That's why if you pull out your hair, they're like, oh, you rip out my roots. Because you the same as the earth. Okay, so let's use this one, right? I'm using this one just because the center is an eyeball. It just gives you something to know that there's something in the center, right? The center is the seed. You got the roots growing in the bottom and the roots growing on top. They're both the same, but we only see the roots on top, right? We call them branches with leaves and stuff like that. But so basically you got as above, so below. They're the same. You got roots on the bottom, roots on the top. There is a difference in, you got leaves and stuff that grows on the top and no leaves that grows on the bottom, because the bottom represents the soil or the womb. It actually also represents heaven. The above where the leaves are considered hell. Now people's like, why is that? Why? I don't get it. I'm lost. Okay. In the soil, the roots almost always are perfect. If you pull out if you pull it out the ground, I mean, you'll see like most of the roots are in perfect state. Above the surface, you have to deal with the elements, you have to deal with animals, you have to deal with people, you have to deal with a whole bunch of stuff. So you might have a couple broken branches, and some leaves that fell off. Maybe some squirrels were fighting in the tree. Like, some of the stuff can happen in the soil too, but it's nowhere near as much as above the soil, right? And in the middle, that's where the seed is, because you got the branches that came out the top and the roots that went out the bottom. They're the same. So that's as above, so below. Now, when I showed you in the other pictures with the earth and the core, that's as within, so without. So let me show you, like, that core is a seed. That's the seed. That's the star. That's the seed. That's the real thing. That's everything that grew on the outside. That's like the tree bark and the branches and stuff like that, right? That's the seed. Same thing with the fruit. The fruit, the apple, all the fruits, the seeds are in the middle. You eat the fruit, you spit the seeds out. The seeds ain't dead. They just make it. They make a new tree. It just keeps repeating itself. It's alive. So people having abortions and stuff, I mean, there's karma for that. They're being tricked. They're being tricked bad, and it's sad. It's very sad. They only want to keep a certain amount of you alive, only enough that they need to keep the planet going. But they're slowly, not even slow no more. They're destroying the planet, right? So you have a solar plexus, just like the Earth. It says, that'll be like the center of your body, right? That's like the center of your body. You got your, I'm just gonna go over it real quick, right? Your arms, same thing as your legs. Your chest, the same thing as your buttocks, right? Your the ovaries and testicles are exactly the same, except one for the female, one's for the male, and they represent, I believe, the eyeballs, and the nostril represents the vaginal area or the penis area. Everything is as above, so below, right? So it's a copy. That's why you have a mouth, and you have on your butt is an exit. You got your mouth is enter. You put food in there. Some people put other stuff in there, that's their business. And then you have another hole at the bottom. You have your North Pole, your South Pole. Your North Pole, your South Pole. The planet has the same too. All the pictures are edited. All the pictures of Earth are all edited. There's two holes there. You're the same as the planet. You're 85% water, 75% water. So is the planet. Right? But so the reason why I was showing you the solar plexus is because as above, so below, as within, so without. The sun is inside you. In some cartoons, there's lights that come out the people's eyeballs and out their mouth. That's because they're showing you that's where the light comes from. You have the light in you. You from darkness, but you have the light in you. You can bring the light out, and the vampires don't like that light. Right? That's why they're trying to black out all the suns, even the one in the sky, and you. So that's your seed, right? That's your seed, right? I have said in the previous video you have multiple souls, but I'm talking about specifically this soul, the solar plexus, right? That thing lives. That thing lives. And if something happens to your body, it leaves your body and it'll get a new one. And jump into two people about to have sex and get pregnant 9 months later, you pop out again. You redo it. But we're supposed to get out this cycle. We're not supposed to want to keep redoing this, because this has a lot of karma debt to it, and it's not fun anymore. And they be destroying the planet. So let me explain some more about hell. This is what they show for hell, right? They show this. Look at this picture. People screaming. They're gonna be tormented forever. That's the core. That's the sun of the planet coming out. See, if you could take the heat, you have no problem. Your melanin is supposed to protect you. You're supposed to even turn into a diamond, because nothing can destroy a diamond. But anybody that can't take the heat, if they don't leave the planet, it's bad news for them. But I mean, we came out the water first, then we in the air, so you got to be in fire, right? Hell is not what you think it is, but this is the surface, right? Hell's always on the surface. Heaven's inside, so the water is heaven. That's why you see, like in the movie, they show Atlantis, or like Aquaman show Atlantis and stuff is in the water. They say that it fell, but that represents heaven. When you're in the womb, you're in heaven. When you're on the surface, you have to deal with the elements. You have to deal with, yeah, it's mainly the elements, but people are destructive, you know. Just a lot of stuff can happen on the surface, right? But hell is actually really cold, not fire. Fire is good for us. We have a sun in us. If they like to say fire is bad because they can't take the heat, so they need to get out the kitchen. Nope. Even the devil with the the bull horns. Like I told you about Baal and about the Chicago Bulls and how Baal, why they're using that, that represents sort of like Satan, but he's actually one of us, a lower L, the bowels. It's us. So I'm not hating. I'm just saying it's us, right? So do you see any bulls or deers or anything with horns that eat meat or eat flesh or are destructive like that? No. We put the horns on our head as a symbol of stature to show that we're kings. And we don't eat flesh, so we represent, we more in common with the rhinoceros or the deer or the bull. I mean, we got a lot of love in the cats. We got a lot of love for the cats. You know, we got a lot of love for all the animals. I'm just talking about, since we're not meat eaters. Like we could be shepherd to the meat eaters, but at the end of the day, like I know if I had some lions, I can raise them. I wouldn't raise them in the house; it'd be out in the jungle, right? Yeah, they'll be out in the jungle. Oh, see that mane? That represents the sun. Like a sunflower represents the same thing. It represents the sun. But like if I had some lions, I would raise them. Basically, I wouldn't even raise them. I just go out to the jungles, visit them, give them some food, and leave. That would be the relationship. That would make them always be looking forward to me. They won't want to hurt me. They would appreciate me, right? But I would still know the truth, right? If I take a friend out there or somebody that the lions don't know, I'm the only one protected. Not everybody. Them lions eat flesh. You know what I mean? They flesh eaters. Them lions in another realm, oh, they're something totally different. These are the ones that are falling. Like, but still respect. Still respect. Like, they got souls. They all got souls. They just not as high as us, but they definitely got souls. But the thing I'm trying to say is that this line you see on the screen might give me a pass. That don't mean everybody get a pass. The next person will be food. And just because they like me don't mean they like humans. It's just because I'm giving them food. I'm giving them offerings, peace offerings, like you hear in the scriptures, like how they give the so-called gods when they burned up the flesh so so-called God could smell the smoke. People really did that stuff. Anyways, you're in hell. You are in hell, but hell's actually cold. See, you can take, since you're on the surface, you could take a piece of the surface and make it heaven. You could put a jungle out there, but y'all don't like jungles no more. The jungle is beautiful. The green is melanin, chlorophyll is melanin. That's our homes. The best weather. Never hot, never cold. Well, it used to not be. Now it's a little different, right? But nobody likes to live out there no more. They want to live in cities, in concrete jungles that look like ant mines, ant mounds. A bunch of insectoids that built it. But see, that's the Garden Eden, and the Garden Eden's over here. It always has been. They came here for the Garden Eden. They were trying to find it, right? So what I'm trying to say is that's heaven. That's a heaven on hell, on hell, because hell's the surface. You know, so you can make a piece of heaven, but once they come in, they bulldozer everything. They knock everything down. They put up concrete buildings, and they keep putting up more and more buildings. Next thing you know, they only put up one tree from a science lab that they made, and the tree don't bear no fruit, so that's a waste of a tree. Some mutant. But it used to look like that. But once these people come, these our enemies, when they come through, when they finish everything, they make the place even cold, so it can't even grow any more fruits or anything. So that's hell. Cold brings death, and if that's hell, that's really hell. When you got snow, see they put hell as fire. Fire is good. So the good thing about fire, fire brings life. Fire can also destroy. It can. If you turn up that heat, it can destroy. But but most of the time, it's just providing warmth, providing necessary warmth, which brings life. So fire brings more life than it brings harm. But cold, not cool, not nighttime. I'm talking about cold, that snow stuff that only certain people are from, and everywhere they go, it just keep getting snow and snow, right? That's not, that's death. There's nothing that lives in that. There's a couple of animals that might have adapted, if they're even not mutants. I don't know, but most animals didn't adapt. They call us reptilians, right? They say the reptilians are coming. Reptilians. There's no reptilians in the cold. Everybody thinks there's reptilians in Antarctica. What's in Antarctica was a way to get to inner Earth, as above, so below. So we had a city down there, the real heaven. But yeah, they froze it, so they couldn't get in no more because they realized they were letting in Nazis and stuff. Like, these people are crazy.